Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm rather incoherent, and today we'll be playing some more Dooley. I have been playing a ton of Pig off camera, I always am. Pig is a character I'm starting to get very tired of playing though, in part because Pig has about 3 broken builds and everything else Pig does is non-viable. He's got broken things where your board can be accurately described as Regal Blade and the rest of your board. He's also got builds where it's just Crook Beatdown, and then he has builds where it is the specific broken combo of Vineyard and Waits just doing a nonsense with bees. So there's a couple of very strong things Pig can do, but the rest of the builds available to Pig feel very, very weak. Vanessa's a character I don't fully get. I'll be playing her a lot off camera, and I'll be playing her more on channel once I feel more comfortable with her. But for now, we're gonna play another game of Dooley, and Dooley as well is in a very weird spot in the current balance patch. So getting into my core choice, this is actually part of what's weird about Dooley right now. The crit core is, in my opinion, the strongest of the 3 cores. The weakest core is weaponized core, then armored core and ignition core are both fairly weak. Armored core is doing better these days because of synergy with Harmadillo, and ignition core is typically the one I would pick before Harmadillo. Now maybe if I were given those 3 cores specifically, weaponized, ignition, and armored, maybe I would take armored. Crit core I used to always take if it was put up against any of the 3 cores I'm talking about, but like Clockwork is currently disabled. That's the skill where whenever you level up, your core gains 30 damage, and it was reworked to affect your entire board and double if you had a damage core, and then quadruple if you had 2 cores, and that was obviously incredibly broken, so rather than reverting the change, they just fully disabled the skill. So crit core is in a bad spot right now. The core is doing a lot worse than it was, though it's got much more value outside of like Clockwork than the crit core does, and we're left choosing between ignition core or armored core. Either way, we likely abandon our core, but armored core is more likely going to play into Harmadillo meta, and ignition core is going to be just a burn and hope style of gameplay, where if I don't get a burn skill, I'm in a bad spot. I would probably prefer to take a shield skill for Harmadillo, which is going to work with armored core if I miss Harmadillo, where it will do nothing with the ignition core, potentially. So I'm going to take armored core, even though I typically don't like the core very much. Get rewarded for my decision immediately, although we actually could have gone burn this time. I would really like it if someday they changed it so you can see your starting skills and weapons simultaneously and then pick one. We're definitely going weapons to get Harmadillo, if we can. That is just 2 kinds. Do I spend the full 8 gold to pick up Pulse Rifle for later? Because this combos so well with Duct Tape. I think I do. I'm going to pick up the Harmadillo. I'm going to pick up the Pulse Rifle. And I feel very good for day 1 with that. Of the options we have, Haunted Komodo can give us scrap. Fanged Inglet gives us the most gold. Are we going to another shop today ever? The reason Fanged Inglet gives you the most gold, by the way, is it drops pelts which sell for more than a normal small bronze item would. Although, counterpoint to that is that Haunted Komodo is either giving me scrap, or a shield skill, which is incredible, or silk, which is worth the same amount as the pelt. So there's literally no miss on Haunted Komodo. Every single thing it gives for a Harmadillo build is cracked. And also, Harmadillo just seems a little bit too strong. I've played a lot more of the meta since last time. Now I think that Harmadillo is just like, maybe it's this skill more than Harmadillo, but Harmadillo just does some very broken things right off the bat. And it feels like I know Dooley losing early game is not an important part of the game and it can be redesigned and maybe it shouldn't even be that way. But it feels right now like Harmadillo is strong from day 1 through day 10 in a way few other things are. The closest thing Dooley has to a Crook, I suppose. These are rough. I don't want bronze tier skills. I don't want gold equal to my level. And I have 3 gold for a curio, so that's pretty shit. I would have taken any experience event over any of this. I would have taken max health. I would have taken pretty much everything. I guess we go bronze tier skills because if it gives shield, it's good. All right, not for large items though. So I think I would take a bronze creeping chill here, because eventually I'll get a duct tape to trigger that. And this is pretty weak, but I mean, if my opposing Dooley is not either a cracked burn build or a better Harmadillo, we do win. So let's see it. What do you have? Oh God, he's a me. He's a me, but much worse. All right, we win. He has 10 more health, but considering the armor difference, left-handed is notably inferior to rear shielding here. Oh, I saw the Harmadillo armored core mirror and it killed me. And then I was like, wait a second, why aren't his numbers the same? What's happening? Anyway, this is the state of Dooley these days. If you see Dooley, you expect Harmadillo, and if it's something else, you're taking him back. If you see Vanessa, it's either infinite damage knives or a port build. And if you see Pig, you're expecting either specifically Crook, Giant Regal Blade and health, or Vineyard Bird meta. And it feels like there are just some serious outlier cards, notably Harmadillo, Vineyard, and still Crook Regal Blade. I don't know what the game looks like if you fix all of those, because it feels like Vanessa would become the strongest, but I don't understand Vanessa well, and I need to fix that hole in my game knowledge. This is awkward for me, because JJ is going to cost all my money pretty immediately. The experience here is a bad experience event. I would much rather get 2 gold, 1 experience. Get a haste item can give me not a lot, really. I imagine it's gonna give me like the beta array, which isn't very useful. I'm gonna go JJ, because even though I don't have much money, I still want what he's offering. I have LEDs? From what? Sorry, I'm just a little flustered this morning. I actually had to go back and check the footage. Apparently I clicked get an item, got cool LEDs, and I was talking about something in my brain, did not even process the LEDs going to my inventory. I don't think this core is gonna stick around, but if it does, cool LEDs are pretty strong. And I can't roll here. I'm about to level up and get space on my board, but that goes the pulse rifle every time. I'm gonna spend 2 gold on these. I actually quite like cool LEDs, even though I don't currently have the space for them. Core gains 9 shield. Don't really care too much about that. Don't really care about the damage or get a friend. I think it's just gotta be get a friend. This is economy and my economy's trash. Man, we could have played a very different game with a very strong burn build, huh? I think I might be better off charging the shit out of our core to trigger Harmadillo. Oh, right, but then our core... Right, there's no way to arrange this that works, because I would like to charge the core with the pulse rifle, but the Harmadillo has to be to the right of the core, and it just leaves me in a pretty nasty situation in terms of board positioning. Anyway, max health, weapon skills, or non-weapon items. Non-weapon items, I suppose.
Decide your deathstruments.
Well, that duct tape is very, very good. I'm gonna toss the silk because it literally never ever hits my board. Pick up the crypto and the duct tape. Do we potentially beat a rogue scrapper? Surely we do. We have scaling Harmadillo and he hits for like not that much. I'm clicking on rogue scrapper. If I'm wrong about this, egg on my face. But like this hits for 20, this hits for 60 every 10, 20 every 4. The Harmadillo almost blocks the first cycle on its own, and we're gonna... Does the pulse rifle not have a sound? Hold up. Yeah, the pulse rifle just doesn't have a sound. Real quick, let me report that bug. Anyway, like I was saying, I feel like we just easily scale out of reach of him and he can't hurt us, right? Not that he's doing much to begin with. The quiet pulse rifle's really messing with my head. But yeah, we've got this easily. Although there is a real factor of the match doesn't last forever. I have only limited time to scale out of range. It looks like we're fine. But I was briefly sketched out there as the sandstorm was hitting. I was only like 90 health ahead with good increments. Junkyard Club is fine by me. It's damage scaling, if not much. I guess we go medium items. Do we? The 5% health and 5 regen can do a lot to keep us alive on day 2. I don't have the money for much. I'm gonna go fins, just because it actually will meaningfully impact the result of these fights. Why does Mountain Pass have like a little path through it, but when I hover it goes away? We're just reporting a lot of bugs today. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we're going weapons. Getting the pulse rifle upgraded is very meaningful damage early, and there's a ton of weapons. Oh shit, we actually got it. Nice. A ton of other items that could be meaningful weapons. We can't afford to roll. I do need to remember to check this crypto. I don't know that we ever buy an Uzi here. I'm going to, because I'm also about to have to sell this Junkyard Club before the fight to maximize my odds of winning. Do we ever roll here? Nah, I can't see that happening. Is there any argument that like Uzi plus duct tape is better? That's the real reason to care about getting the Uzi, by the way, is that this dealing 90 every 3 seconds is pretty substantial, but it's less substantial than Harmadillo dealing 40 every 2. That sounds wrong. That sounds like less damage. The math isn't mathing, is it? All right, get back in here. I think that's the best board we have. We toss this, and there's a very good chance we just get destroyed by Pig. If he's a weak arms dealer board, we can beat it. If he's a strong Crook build, like if you have Crook on day 2, just congratulations. Jesus, what a board. Congrats on 10 wins. 172, I think, is just enough to reasonably kill me. Yeah, I got nothing. Oh my god, we actually came moderately close to killing him. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do when you already have Crook Yo-Yo on day 2 with a stacked Regal Blade? 172 is a weird number. He went to a curio shop and just loaded it up. We get 4 friend items, core cooldowns are relevant, max health. None of these are really good. I don't know that my core makes the final board is the problem. I'm gonna take scrap items, or sorry, loot items, because they can be scrap. We got 1 at least. Actually, we got 2. So I'm gonna sell the scrap and the sharpening stone. We also have more regen and more scrap. That's actually pretty solid. Now the Uzi and duct tape can go over here. We're much, much stronger than we used to be. Crypto at 4, I'll sell it at that. I guess we go to Midsworth for small and large. There's a lot of things here that could be relevant. The issue with Water Cooler is that Harmadillo is so aggro that it's very hard to get Water Cooler to do anything. I can't see coolant or capacitor, especially at bronze making it, so I'm gonna roll and see if we get anything better. Copper Ed goes on my next board with LEDs currently. It's a 1 gold opportunity cost to pick them up in case I don't find anything else. I guess we're going Ayla. It could give us the upgrade on, you know, several things on our board. That's not the one I was hoping for, to be honest. But it is relevant damage. Pretty much all damage before day 5 is relevant damage. Alright, that's fucking brilliant. That Harmadillo upgrade is fairly massive towards ensuring we win future fights. I think we hard counter Scout Trooper. I've underestimated Scout Trooper a few times this new patch because his scaling item got buffed. But like, Jesus Christ, that is a silver Harmadillo with Uzi duct tape on the board. How do we lose? Surely not, right? I guess the argument to putting duct tape over here, which is a very good and compelling argument that I should have listened to, is that it gets buffed by core and triggered more often by the pulse rifle than by the Uzi in the first place. Yeah, this is objectively wrong positioning. Oh, hey, we got his Uzi. That's, maybe very good. It's only 6-4 damage, apparently. Do we go to Pole to try to find a bunker? I think so. Bunker is very important. If we encounter a Harmadillo mirror and they have a bunker and we don't, we do automatically lose the mirror. So I think we have to play for that. Oh shit, we are low on funds. I did not do my math before coming to this shop like I normally do. 2, 3, 4, 5. If I sell everything, I'm a gold short. However, I will level up before the fight. So what I can do is toss this and pick up the bunker. I can sell everything that's not on my board, keep the stuff on the right, sell the Uzi. Double check the math, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, right, it's worth 4. Yeah, we easily make it happen then. We can probably keep the LEDs even. Yep, sorry, Uzi. We are taking that bunker. It's too important for the Harmadillo. Sell non-weapon items. We've got 3, which is enough for a bronze skill. I don't think so. I think we're taking a small friend to sell. Hey, Wallace, you're not gonna last long here. I can give 8 shield to my Harmadillo. Loot items again. Core shielding or get a shield item. Get a shield item is likely to be less money than Scavenger Hunt, so I'm gonna take Scavenger Hunt, which could also give me the shield for my Harmadillo. Anyway, gave me regen, CDR. I'm gonna put the CDR on this. I'm gonna hold the gunpowder, sell the regen, hold the poison, put the gun back in. And I think that's the best we've got currently. All right, Pig, let's see it. I think this is strong. I think anytime you have pulse rifle fully enabled on duct tape with a bunker, you should be good. Man, this guy is out here just desperately looking for that Crook, isn't he? Also, he went to a skill vendor and got arms dealer at bronze, so like, I'm not too surprised that happened to him. He appears to have just bought a Regal Blade and sold no weapons. I think there was some pilot error happening over there. The biggest mistake he made was not getting arms dealer off the start, by the way. I'm gonna take the abandoned chest. I really want the gold and experience. I'm fairly low on money. I don't have very many important non-weapon items to pick up. And forcing our level 6 upgrade as fast as possible is pretty valuable. I don't know if I'd spend gold on it, but I would still happily go here and get 1 experience. And Boiler Room Brawler could be incredible for us. You just auto-click this guy every time you see him. Because if you get rich and you have any valuable tools, it's insane. That doesn't really work for us. But if you get Hammer, you just find some tools to set aside, and you upgrade every single one of your cards over the course of the game. Hammer's absolutely insane, even before it got buffed, and now it's even more powerful. And once again, we get the toolbox. Been hitting those a lot lately. 2 XP, 10 shield on Harmadillo. So this is a choice I've thought about a couple of times in playing Dooley off camera. Do I just keep cranking shield on Harmadillo, or do I keep pushing experience? On the one hand, pushing experience gets me higher level, more health, safer to burst. It gets me my guaranteed upgrades on Armadillo, and it gets me chances at weapon upgrades and shield upgrades on Armadillo. But shield amplifier is going to, over the course of picking it like 3 or 4 times, put a lot more damage on the Armadillo. I think it meaningfully improves my odds of winning against like a cracked poison deck right now, so I'm gonna take it. For the rest of this, slow skills is actually relevant because we do have the duct tape, we can trigger them, although we already have the single best trigger effect of the lot. I don't know that there's anything I want from Pole. Like, the bunker upgrade's not bad, but all of my money with the shop left? I don't know. I'm gonna go to slow skills and see what's going on. Because I'm not super familiar with all of the slow skills. Maybe there's something that could be relevant for us. We don't use large items. Slow scaling is not super enticing. Like, you'd have to slow a lot for this to be good, and we only slow once every 6 seconds. And we don't trigger temporal strikes, so completely dead jump, but that's likely what Pole would have been anyway. Friend items, work at the docks. I'm gonna work at the docks for a shield item, see if it can't give me some weird broken synergy. I mean, I will gladly take a Cove. Wasn't really on my radar, but that's very good. So this is gonna represent just an obscene amount of money over the course of the run. And I still feel good against Pig. Oh God, he started with Arms Dealer, he's unstoppable. Wait, no, never mind. This is going into the broken in-game Vineyard B setup. The issue is early game. You'll notice his Vineyard's not getting the full health, so it's not charging his bronze weights. You need a late game Vineyard that's healing for like 300 plus, charging a diamond weights for it to really pop off. And the way you ensure that it works is you find bees, it's the one item from the final build he's missing, so that whenever your opponent does anything, it triggers the Vineyards, overheals, he charges the weights. It's a build that's very, very strong, but it's incredibly reliant on having a very specific board. Like, the entire 10-card board is locked in, basically. And what he just fought, as you saw, is a very, very weak to aggro and pretty much anything that interacts with him in any way at this point in the game. I would know, because I played that build in that exact spot a lot this morning. I guess I'm going... upgrading the bunker just sort of sucks. I feel like I'd rather keep going to docks and trying to find a broken shield card, but that also feels kind of stupid. I'll upgrade the bunker, or at least try to. Thanks, Paul. You're a great guy. Being very cooperative today. Non-weapon items. Like, it's just an upgrade on duct tape, which is a minor shield upgrade, who even cares? I'm gonna take 1 experience for free. We easily kill a Gorgon, just no chance we lose. Oh, and in the comments in the previous video, I've had people explain to me what the bunker is doing. When you take damage, shield equal to 40% of the damage dealt. This tooltip is not really phrased correctly. What it's actually doing is when you lose health, shield equal to 40% of, I don't know then if it's health damage taken or the damage dealt, but if you take damage, if like you get hit for 100 to your shield and your shield goes from 1,000 to 900, the bunker doesn't do anything. It only triggers when you actually take health damage. Which is why I was so confused about it so frequently in my previous video. Anyway, the Harmadillo is scaling up. He is a menace. I don't know of the lot. I guess I go to Curio for scrap. It's not very good. There's an argument that I go to Relax because it gives me a better chance of killing like a really crazy weapon Vanessa. But Curio gives me cooldown reduction. Yeah, that. Do I want exoskeleton and crit chance and all the rest of it? I mean, yeah, it's not as bad as it would otherwise be. I'm just gonna toss everything. I'll hold on to that just in case. But buying this stuff isn't as bad as it would otherwise be on account of the fact that we are getting the value out of Cove. And I think it's Pulse Rifle that's getting the CDR. It could be the shield, but the shield's like the thing that's gonna leave my board, honestly. The Armored Core could be replaced by a faster item that would make my board better. I should be thinking about that and looking for said better item, because the Armored Core is, you know, 7 seconds next to a duct tape. Just anything fast would be better. Definitely putting this on the pulse rifle. Do I take the Stinger in an effort to make a better? No, absolutely not. There's no way we're replacing the armored core off of this vendor. And the rest of this is largely irrelevant. Is there a world where this generates money by being bought? It doesn't have to do a lot. But we're going to another shop after this, so I will sell the Junkyard Club, but other than that, I'm out of here. Middle for medium items. I'm not sure what medium item can replace the core, but we're going to take a look. It is not Brick Buddy. That would actually be terrible because it makes the pulse rifle worse. Dooley's Scarf is unfreezable, but that doesn't really matter. It's 4 seconds to shield 40. So in that respect, it's a bad welding helmet. It's also 16 gold, which is kind of a big ass. Like, I can afford it, but I have no desire to break the cove right now. And I don't think it's going to be a part of a final build, so I'm not going to spend the gold on it. And with the upgraded Armadillo, I actually feel even better about fighting pigs than I used to, although a cracked arms dealer, and especially one with a diamond crook, will just kill me. Is he both? Oh, that's a silver crook. What are you doing? This Atlatl takes 4 seconds to go off? Look at you actually playing the game remotely fairly. Just... anytime someone tells you that Crook is the only problem in game balance, I would like to remind you that Harmadillo is almost reliably forcible. Like, I've gotten very lucky in my Dooley games with Harmadillo. I feel like it's more common than it should be on day one for some reason. But Jesus Christ, Harmadillo is terrifying. Barbed wire, Chris Army Knife. Chris Army Knife's part of a good final board. It makes the pulse rifle not multicast though. Grumble, grumble. He's 5-speed shield. Is it possible that this gets replaced ever? I'm gonna pick up the Chris Army Knife. With the cove, it only really costs me 1 if I change my mind later. Rocket launcher is 3x multicast at 6 on the duct tape. Dude, I think that's good enough. And we're getting rid of our core, and the cool LEDs are absolutely not helpful. I would have much rather have this going off for like contributing to the burn strat. There's no way that I've made my deck worse with that change. The armored core is just doing so little. It goes off every 7 seconds. I have to be in an incredibly slow, grindy match where I fail to kill them to win. And the moment I fail to kill them, I've already gone off the rails and things are going badly. Anyway, we have no money and options involving giving us useless things. So, well, the code will make it at least a little bit more tolerable because I essentially get 3 coins out of the chocolate bars, but I can't really make the room for them. You can argue I should have tossed the ammo, maybe. If I find Atomic Clock later, it could meaningfully improve the clock. Do we just kill Infernal? At 6 seconds, we triggered Harmadillo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times for 900 damage. Does he kill me in under 12 seconds? I don't believe he does. Oh, and the bunker's going off. Yeah, Infernal doesn't stand a chance. We've got this, man. Although I do keep thinking every time I find Infernal, like maybe I shouldn't. He has 2 magma cores, 2 cinders, and 3 different low impact skills. Like, yeah, we crushed him. Harmadillo is out here enacting terrible violence upon unsuspecting victims. But the point is that, like, yeah, I got garbage from him because it's incredibly likely I get garbage from him. So I need to really check, like, is the extra gold and the XP worth it? Probably, but it's very likely when I find Infernal that I just don't get a drop from the guy. Counterpoint, he can also drop 50 gold, so I mean, I can pick up 4 scavenger hunt items or just take 10 damage on Harmadillo. Honestly, we're trying to get out super fast with damage. Yeah, I'm gonna take plus 10 damage on Harmadillo. And I'm gonna take shield skills because even though it's early for skills, we are looking for skills to scale up Armadillo and almost nothing else. Once again, we have large shielding, it's just not relevant. Crit chance doesn't matter because we're triggering, not using, and it doesn't crit on triggers. We don't have small all right, we do have a small shield item, but its numbers don't matter. Well, the good news is Fortis can't waste my money because I'm not spending anything there. We have Mountain Pass, Treasure Chest, Pole. I think I'm gonna take the income. I can't even afford to upgrade this, so income just makes sense. The counterpoint is rather than taking 2 income, I could try to get a fight. I win almost every fight. I like experience a lot. Treasure Turtle is great, we definitely win this. It'll also be a good way to see how much damage I do if they're not hitting me at all for bunker. Like, how long does it really take us to kill a Treasure Turtle here? So once the rocket launcher goes off, we've gotten through over half its health and all of its shield right after, and there's no way it survives the next trigger of rocket launcher. Yeah, that's terrifying. We deal like 4,000 damage in 12.5 seconds, which is quite a lot, especially for a Dooley on day 6. Crit chance is not great. Upgrade the core is irrelevant. Loot items is iffy. I'm just gonna keep scaling the Harmadillo if I have bad options against it. We don't need the seaweed, and we're just gonna fight this Vanessa. We're decently high level with 9 regen.
My fight is
Odds are pretty good we survive a burst build, but they can absolutely kill us instantly. Oh, he's one what? I don't like the harpoon gun. It's a little bit mean-spirited. You'll notice there's a lot less armadillo triggers against the harpoon gun now. Thankfully, everything that's left does just deal damage when it goes off. I'm not wholly reliant on duct tape, but I don't really trigger armadillo very much. But if this gun actually fucking did anything, I'd be losing the game.
Bring her about.
Oh, that was...
Salvo with me.
I don't like playing builds that are weak to harpoon gun because Vanessa very frequently will have a harpoon gun and just destroy your entire build when it goes off. Oh, at least we made it through. Gain 8 gold or get a friend. What friend do I care about? Like, Harmadillo is probably getting upgraded anyway. I don't need to go to friend items. I'm gonna go get a random shield item to see if we can't find something cracked over this rocket launcher. That is not it. Imagine having a 14-second cast time. What are we talking about? I've just realized how much work Bunker was doing with Harmadillo. Well, that guy had his one rifle up. It was so much of my damage and I wasn't even really acknowledging it. Non-weapon item, chocolate bars, regen 8. Yeah. Non-weapon items, I suppose. Regen 8's just so minor with how aggressive this build is. I'm gonna roll looking for fast things. Not find them, of course. I can get induction Aegis, put it on the left side of Bunker, and if I find something like an Uzi, that is more shielding per second. Wish I hadn't had to sell my Uzi to afford the Bunker way back in the day. I don't regret doing it, but it is a shame. Oh, if he got any other drop, he wouldn't have had to sell the Uzi. Having the Uzi upgrade was actually a monkey's paw curse that I didn't realize. Anyway, I'm gonna take the induction Aegis because it gives me a better route to upgrade. That never hits my board. So we toss our random trash we got. We crush Radiant Corsair. The dude deals almost no damage. Like, the only way you struggle against Radiant Corsair is if you have very high max health and no counter to the anchor. Like, you have a slow build, he's just gonna beat you up. You don't have anything to deal with the fact that you get 4-shot by this. Realistically, 3-shot because it'll crit once. But any competent rushdown build, and especially one with good shielding, just kills him easily. Kills him easily twice, in fact, because that is the whole fight. The difficulty is that you have to deal 7,200 damage on day 7. But as I've said previously, Harmadillo is out here inflicting violence upon poor, unsuspecting NPCs. Yeah, he's under my health when Sandstorm starts. Even when the anchor goes off, I'll be ahead on health swing.
Watch the horizon, matey.
And I can deal way more damage than that if my opponent actually hits me. It's gold. I would have much preferred having 2 health bars, but I'll take it. None of this is particularly good. A part of me thinks 225 health is the play, but as I am the beatdown, I'm gonna upgrade this to gold. It's a not insubstantial amount of damage, about 30 every second then. The worst part about watching back my own footage when I edit is that sometimes I make mistakes and I feel like I can learn from them, but sometimes I just watch myself blank out, forget that Harmadillo is a weapon, upgrade a different card, and it's like, oh yeah, now everyone just knows I'm an idiot. There's like no excuse. I'm just really dumb sometimes. Small items, large items. I'm working towards a small item replacement, so let's figure that out. Alpha Ray is too slow. Bomb Squad and Memory Scar don't have any chance. Remote core GPU, huh? I hate to break it to you, but I'm a coreless Dooley. Do I just want to get experience instead? A small weapon could be an Uzi. It could be a million other useless things. Small and medium items is very unlikely to give me what I want. Just taking the experience and trying to get to Diamond Harmadillo so quickly seems the most important thing I can do. Toss that. Move this over so I don't accidentally sell it because Induction Aegis in my mind is an item I immediately vendor without looking at. This is the rare situation where it can go on a board without hurting me, and I really, really care about having fast shield items.
But I've seen my share of storms.
He has the Medusa skill, which is terrifying. Are you infinite? No, but he has a shitload of damage. Thank God Bunker is here. I'm still dead instantly.
My shift will, but I don't.
Just instant 3,000 damage. That's part of the reason I don't actually want to play too much Vanessa, is that not having an internal cooldown and just instantly hitting me rather than animating the knives every 0.2 seconds is a bug. And I don't want to go learn how to play a Vanessa where one of the main builds available to her is powerful based on a bug. It'd be like trying to learn Pig if a third of Pig builds were reliant on the balcony bug to be successful. Slow items could be a duct tape upgrade. It could give me heavy on one of my pre-existing items. It could be an enchanted item that makes it worth putting on my board.
My true name.
That's not what I was referring to. I'm gonna need something better than that. Heavy capacitor is also just aggressively not it. That was a terrible store. Upgrade your leftmost weapon. That's gonna be Harmadillo. I could take 2 XP and get the upgrade anyway, but I'd rather just have the upgrades to put on other things. Spear change, temporary boost, health, toughness, and shield. Give me something fast with shield that I forgot it exists. Hey, there we go, welding helmet. So essentially every time the rocket launcher goes off, I get 3 uses out of the duct tape. This will go off twice in the same time, giving me 2 duct tapes, 2 welding helmets, more stuff. Also, shielded thrusters. Okay, so comparing shields, least common multiple. Every 12 seconds, I get 4 uses of this and 4 uses of duct tape. So welding helmet is 8. Every 12 seconds, we get 3 uses of this and 2 uses of this. And that gives me 2 uses of duct tape. It's more than that because it's cooldown reduction. But that's 2, 4, 7 versus 8. So the shielded thrusters is actually still worse. All right, welding helmet's just stupidly fast, I guess. Now the question is, do I want to pick this up for the possibility of dropping bunker if I run into like, what do I even run into where bunker's bad? If it's just like big health Pig with 1 item, he's going to kill me before I kill him anyway. I think in every matchup that's winnable, bunker is better. I'm gonna pick it up and roll. I don't know how it goes on my board, but I just have the money to do it and I don't want to take the chance on not having it. Nothing on that second page is useful. Put it to the side, put it to the side. Toss the gunpowder, it's obviously not happening. There's no reason to do it yet, just hold off. Let's go kill Burninator Bot, he stands no chance. Is anything here relevant? I mean, I could get a diamond induction Aegis, not that the numbers matter, unless its speed goes down at diamond, which would be like unheard of. Like how it's just so fast. This whole system, it's just Harmadillo and then the fastest things that Shay shield. It's gotta be the gunpowder. There's no way it's right to hold that in case I get atomic clock over trying to find a better, I mean, maybe it is. A better board would involve some of, I have no idea how atomic clock would ever go in. Weapon upgrades don't really matter a ton. I'm gonna go to Nufu for skills. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but there's a lot of things that can help. Do I have something triggering on burn right now? My items gain 2% crit chance every time my leftmost item goes off. I already do that though with welding helmet. And the way I'd set it up would likely involve welding helmet anyway, so no. None of this is doing anything. Let's try again, Nufu. Let's see if we can't do better. Shield Bash is really weird. I've never seen this before. I can't imagine that's very good, but it is neat. Of the lot, I guess I'm taking toughness because it is more damage on the Harmadillo. And I'm taking Bjorn and trying to find something. First time you haste each fight, which I don't currently do. We actually do have a trigger for Frostfire, so we gladly take that.
Guards killed them. You know that, right?
All right, we're up 1 win on this Vanessa. Let's see how it goes.
Makes this more fun.
They are a flashy reload build. I'm already terrified. They have a 100% crit. Do we just evaporate when their item goes off again?
Next
No.
time, boys.
Not this
Less
time, actually.
blunder.
They went off quite a lot, but they dealt way less damage, and the bunker Armadillo just killed them instantly. It's so weird to watch where one of us just instantly loses. I think that since bunker doesn't impact the time to kill, it impacts the time to kill me. I don't know if pulse rifle or bunker is better. My argument goes if I upgrade the pulse rifle and I get a weapon upgrade, it's blank. So upgrading one of these is better, and the bunker is obviously more impactful than the welding helmet, so I'm gonna take the bunker. We got candy bars, chocolate bar. How dare you? How dare you do this? Anyway, what can Ayla give me? She can give me an Uzi. That's not very helpful. Like, what am I doing here? I think I'm locked into this board. I think I'm content with that. And as a result, I'm just going to sell all of these, commit my board to this, and go get 5 chocolate bars for maximum economy gain on the Cove. Small and large items, small tool, any item. Again, I don't really see my items changing. Small and large makes it most likely I get the duct tape, but aside from duct tape, all right, cool. I guess I can also get some Bitcoin. Sure, I'll take the money eventually. Elite Duelist is actually very good for me. Let me double check. No, I don't need to double check. Shored Up is when you heal shield 100. I don't heal though, so Roaming Isle is actually useless for me. So we're gonna take Elite Duelist in the hopes that we get Lifesteal. If he drops Big Ego, which seems much rarer than it should be, I almost never see anyone have this, and I've only gotten it once in all my runs. But if he drops Big Ego, then that is going to send us to the moon.
I yield to your skill.
Sadly, it's Butterfly Swords. Mysterious Portal probably every time. I like 275 health, to be honest. But this could give us weapon upgrades in a lot of different ways. It's just Cobweb, unfortunate.
My web.
Heavy Force Field, huh? I see so many people running Harmadillo with Force Field, and every time I beat a Harmadillo build that has Force Field, I feel like Force Field was the reason why. Nothing here for us. Oh, hey, she's back already. I mean, sure. Maybe you can enchant my items with Heavy, or you can just take 3 more gold from me.
And study that.
She does have the upgraded Induction Aegis. It's just not relevant. I'm not replacing this Diamond Bunker. Anyway, I'm sure something happened today, but I don't think it meaningfully improved my build.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies.
What are we looking at? All right, I think we hard counter poison builds that don't have some sort of insane shield scaling. He should just be immediately dead. Because every second when poison ticks, it triggers the Harmadillo, which will rapidly outscale. Like the poison will deal more on its ticks than the Harmadillo will. But combine that with our own damage output, he's just wrecked. All right, so Harmadillo's made it to 7 at least. Shield items, poison items, burn items, XP, shield items, gain shield. That's such a minor amount of shield that I'm actually just gonna push the next level. Fortis is here. There's so many things he can give that send us to the moon. So let's go ask him about it. That's not one of them. That's irrelevant. We don't crit enough to care about improvised protection. We don't use large items. Shield crit chance doesn't really matter. And use your highest shield item is gonna be like 160. Like all of this is actually useless, unfortunately. Can Bazaar Khan be good? If nothing else, it's a lot of gold. We're never getting the diamond tier item. We're taking 3 items from the Bazaar. I could have considered 2 XP there. Sharpening Stone's actually relatively highly appreciated because it's more damage on the Harmadillo. Move him over, toss it. No reason to hold this for later. Nothing's gonna come up on this character. Oh, we should be checking the value of crypto. By the way, it's at 14. I think I'm willing to sell at 14. Yeah, I don't see holding it for more ever mattering. I can see us much more likely getting into a spot where I need the money at a shop and I don't have the money and it's worth nothing and I have to break the cove early. Anyway, do we even want anything from this guy? Like 50 gold's nice, the genie's nice, but honestly, there's no drop here. Normally, I fight this guy, I want 2% crit every time anything happens. But on this build, the Harmadillo is on trigger, it's not on use, so it doesn't actually give crit chance to Harmadillo. I don't care about anything then. I will happily take 8 gold. 4 gold, 325 health, tool, shield, 26 shield. Well, that is my only meaningful source of damage. We haven't found any scaling, so if we're gonna get out of here, we need to push all the scaling we can.
Experience is treasure.
Burn items, poison items. When you use a tool, that's not very helpful. Alacrity. We can do better than this, come on. I thought we could do better than this. I appear to have been wrong. Leftmost shield doesn't really work. I think bunker doesn't account for any of this stuff. I guess I'm going to take your weapons deal +6 damage, however minor it is. 13 gold, gumball, small and medium. The chance of small and medium mattering is far less than the chance of 13 gold mattering. All right, Vanessa, let's see it. I like how my build just barely improves every day, but my confidence level stays the exact same, even though it should be falling off a cliff Because basically, unless, oh, is that infinite? It's a ton of damage. Oh. That actually is not nearly as much damage as I thought it would be.
Should put it toward nobler use.
I thought with 253 and 50% crit chance, I thought he'd be hitting so much harder than that. What happened with the first guy where I melted instantly, where he was so much more threatening apparently than these guys were? Did the bunker just forget to go off with that guy? I genuinely am gonna have to check the footage and see why that first damage Vanessa was so much more effective than all the others. I went back and I checked out how this first fight went against that first weapon, Vanessa. I've just died. My pulse rifle's gone off. It dealt 216 damage. Our opponent started with 1,832 health, minus the 216 from the pulse rifle. They had 1616 health that was hit by my armadillo down to 1049. That is a difference of 567, which divided by 143 damage per hit is about 4. He has a little bit of regen, so that makes sense. So the armadillo hit him 4 times. That means I died from 4 hits. But you can see the double barrels fired twice. The guns fired once. And the knives, I think, have fired 4 times. So I've been hit at least 7 times, although only 4 hits appear to have went through. And if you look at the damage this does, we can add that up as well. We have 98 times 2. We have 57. And then lastly, I don't know how to use parentheses on the calculator because I'm a barbarian, but we have 223 times 4 hits. So we add the 196 from the shotgun, and we add the 57 from the repeater, and we multiply the whole thing times 2, which is 2290, which is, winding back just a second, like right at my full health value. And Harmadillo should have went off 3 times from the duct tape. So like actual bug report here, I think my bunker was on strike. I'm not really sure what happened. I think maybe the bunker is abiding by the internal cooldown and the infinite combo isn't. I really don't know what happened in this fight. And since other infinite combos, like my opponent instantly died and the Harmadillo seemed to be going off nonstop, I genuinely don't know what this is. I think this fight was bugged and I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess I'm buying experience, and I have the goal to buy experience at the highest possible rate and try to level twice today. Bazaar probably won't give me anything super helpful. Checking experience, I get 1, 2, 3, 4 experience, 5, 6 minimum. I'm not gonna level up twice unless I get an unbeatable enemy that's worth multiple extra experience, and I also get multiple experience events. I'm gonna give myself that possibility by taking the experience now, and meditation will do the rest of it. And there's nothing competing with it, so we gladly take it. Vulcus gives us an extra experience, and I think that is the minimum. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we hit level 15. I think it's level 16 when you get the enchants. It's when you finish 5, 10, and 15, not when you level up to them, which is incredibly unintuitive and backwards. Man, it's just so funny watching him freeze my whole board and then kill himself to bunker Harmadillo. It is basically the appeal of the build, is that, like, no matter what happens to you, bunker Harmadillo is here to kill your opponents. Freeze Potion is never hitting this board. Burn item, temp boost, Orion. I'm gonna take temp boost because it's actually not very temporary. I'm gonna take my permanent health. Do I just keep pushing experience? I can get 10 damage or 2 experience. I'm gonna keep taking the damage, man. I feel like I'm gonna fall off a cliff in a couple of days. So Sirocco Step's really interesting. I don't know what it does if I put it on Harmadillo. It might deal damage when I haste, which is useless. It might haste when it triggers, which is great. It might haste when I use it, which is useless. I think it's probably better to just put it on the pulse rifle. Almost certainly better to put it on the pulse rifle, especially because other enchantments would go on the Harmadillo to much greater effect. Come on, be 2 items for 2 seconds, be one of the broken ones. Yeah, 2 for 1, still really good at 3 multicast on a 2.8 second cooldown. We don't need any of this. I just want to see how much money we really have. We're over 100 once we break the cove. All right, Ivan Terrible, what's up with you? How's your pig doing? Yeah, shored up. Is that relevant news? Oh God, he's cracked. I'm dead. This is the fully assembled build. He's missing the yo-yo, thankfully. But anytime I do anything, it triggers the bee, healing him for 700, which scales him to the moon. There's just no way for me to kill it. If anyone's wondering, is it okay for Vineyard to start off healing 3 times its value when that means it's healing for like 400 and being triggered by anything your opponent does? The answer is no, it's actually very much not okay, and the rework to Vineyard and B simultaneously created that nightmare, and it's completely unbeatable. Poison effect, huh? I'm gonna try to put it on Bunker just to see what it... You'll let me? That does not deal 18 poison when I take damage. What does that do? At the start of each fight, poison 18. At least it's a trigger for paralytic poison. Like, honestly, that's not even bad. That's better than poison on anything else on my board. Gain a temporary boost. Again, temporary HP is not very temporary. Medium items, poison skills, haste items. Poison skills will trigger now. Sure. We have poison items at +2, doesn't really matter. It's all just variations of poison. So am I willing to spend 12 gold for 6 damage per second for the fight? I mean, I'm about to die, I may as well. And we beat Frost Street Champion, so again, we'll just keep pushing experience as hard as we can. Would I take Blizzard if I got it? It's going to freeze my duct tape and my welding helmet for 2 seconds, but it might cripple my opponent's build more. It's actually unclear to me if it would be right. I'm going to take Blizzard if I get the option. I've been in this spot before, maybe not with Harmadillo, but with builds where I was like, I think it hurts my opponent more than me, but I don't know. We'll just be taking and selling a nitrogen hammer instead for yet more useless money. We level up anyway, but none of this affects me, so I may as well assume I'm going to live out the day and take the experience for tomorrow. Lifesteal seems like the one. Crit does nothing, can't be destroyed, doesn't matter, no one's destroying medium items. So lifesteal on the Harmadillo. Keep me in it, friends. He's very edgy looking now, isn't he? Burn items, I guess I'm taking +10 damage. If you could go ahead and double it and give it to the next Harmadillo, I'd appreciate it. So this pig's at death's door. He's at 7 wins on day 12. To me, that just means he failed to get his build together and is weak. If he has assembled the Vineyard, I am dead. If he is a Crook build, I'm pretty sure I crush him at this point. And if he is anything else, I probably win. He's a Crook build, which means the Harmadillo will carry. Try as he might, every time he hits me, the Harmadillo just hits him back harder. And it is delightful. Crook builds are very, very scary, but after you get lifesteal, not at all. I wonder if I'd have won this without the lifesteal. I wonder how much damage he actually just dealt, because it seems like a fucking lot. And he does have to deal 10,000, 11,000 to kill me. We're definitely going shield skills. I'm just taking a cursory look at the other options. Backup defenses isn't huge. Medium shield +36 is fairly massive. When you shield, your weapons gain 20 damage for the fight. So every time my opponents do anything, the Armadillo hits harder. Or just +36 shield. I've got to believe that sharp corners is more likely to matter, but it does not improve me at all against something like the Vineyard. Actually, no, the Vineyard does have a yo-yo in the ideal build. And the B. So no, sharp corners is always up. This is not for the player fight, so I'm just taking experience.
I've heard some there. You didn't hear it from me.
Yeah, burn, core cooldown, friends, tool, leftmost weapon. Yeah, go ahead. It deserves to be diamond. It's been doing work. And Frost Street Champion. All right, take 2. It's just a very brutally unpleasant fight to play through because of the iceberg and all the other freeze effects. I'm like, yeah, that's the point, but I'm still not enjoying being here and being forced to watch him freeze my board. It's a lot more tolerable with Bunker, where at least when my whole board is frozen, I'm still waiting for him to kill himself. 24 poison's actually, like, not an entirely irrelevant amount of damage, is it? Over the course of a fight, 20 seconds times 25, pretty substantial. Frozen Bludgeon's just yet more worthless money. I'll take the health over gumballs. All right, poison skills, what do you have in the final hour? Useless, 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 and useless. I've already got final dose. No, I've got initial dose. Okay, the 30 poison Bunker. It'll be the difference maker. Anyway, there is no tomorrow, so I'm selling this just to get the gold because that's how I play my game for some reason. Freddy is in the exact same boat as us. If he's a Harmadillo build, there's a chance he's better than us, but I think we're probably, at least usually, the stronger Harmadillo build. If he's not Harmadillo, then God help you. Oh God, he has some fucking skills. I think I'm dead. He has, I can't even look at them, it won't let me. Defensive stance and, oh man. Oh my God, we just rushed him down. He doesn't have a bunker. Oh, you fool, you don't have a bunker, that's why. Every time his Harmadillo went off, I hit him, but he didn't do the same. I've heard people call bunker a trap, and I'm gonna be real with you, I don't see it. I feel like half my wins this run were from the bunker. Anyway, I feel like that game is a really good summary of how my Dooley games have been going. I'm just playing a ton of Harmadillo beatdown. I don't like how it shows the tooltip on top of the cards on this screen. Oh, it's not supposed to. There's no report bug button here, so I can't tell them about it. But it doesn't show up on the left like it's supposed to. It did it correctly that time? Oh, it's real weird and not quite working. But yeah, I've been playing a ton of Harmadillo beatdown when I play Dooley. And when I play Dooley, I don't necessarily sit down to play Harmadillo. I just like go to the first weapon shop and there's a Harmadillo there. And I've been forced to take a shield skill because like there are so many ways to trigger a shield skill and Harmadillo is a win condition. And it's like, oh, I feel like all roads lead to Harmadillo or actively sabotaging my build when I play Dooley. I know the game's more complicated than that. I know that like I'm oversimplifying it and being reductive, and I'm making myself worse at the game by feeling this way. It's absolutely the same trap I fell into with Vanessa. But unlike with Vanessa, I feel like I consistently win with Harmadillo, and that's probably an issue. I probably shouldn't be this strong. Also, the amount of poison skills this Harmadillo beatdown deck has is fairly funny. It takes so little for Harmadillo to be threatening. You scale up the Harmadillo, you get fast things next to a duct tape, you get a bunker, and you're off to the races. It's not like the strongest deck in the meta. It can absolutely die to a good burst Vanessa. It can get outscaled by a poison build really aggressively. The poison build is good defenses. Like you saw my duct tape get destroyed that one time. Harpoon gun is a hard counter to the way this is set up where it's totally reliant on the duct tape. There are pig builds that get under you with Crook if they're properly built. I see a lot of pigs with Crooks where they just like don't have yo-yo or Tesla coil or flamethrower or any of the millions of items you can get from monsters that make the Crook build better. There's 5 medium items, no yo-yo, no bees, and those lose to Harmadillo, but I beat the Harmadillo many a time as the Crook pig. So I don't think it's the strongest thing in the game, but I think like all of the times I played Dooley, and I've got like 10 games off camera with him now, I just feel like I'm getting funneled into Harmadillo. Every time I play anything, I find a skill and it's like, oh, this will make my shield items a lot better. And shield items are really common. And oh shit, there's a Harmadillo and I guess we have the build. And any pivot out of Harmadillo feels like active self-sabotage. That's my problem with Harmadillo. Not that it doesn't have counters, that it's too strong. Just that when I see Dooley, I feel like I get funneled into Harmadillo as the most efficient, powerful thing I can do in most of my runs. That's enough rambling about game balance. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. If it's not a bridge too far, I'd appreciate it if you could like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help the channel grow. And in particular today, if you could give me comments about how you think Dooley is best played outside of Harmadillo right now, and what you think Vanessa does when played well, I'd really appreciate that sort of information, what the community's feeling on that. In particular, because I'm going to see these comments tomorrow when I wake up, and I'm about to record Vanessa gameplay, and I would really like to see how people are feeling about Vanessa before I dive into that, because I have never felt comfortable on the character, really at all. Anyway, like I was saying, there's the whole YouTube spiel, who no one gives a shit. Thank you for your time. A massive shout out to everyone supporting me, both as patrons on Patreon and as channel members here on YouTube. And I'll see all of you in the next one.